Ryan Collins stood tall as the blue lights of the Galactic Council chamber focused on him. He was tired. 50 years of trying to join this group of aliens had worn him down. Next to him, Olivia Martinez squeezed his arm in support. They both knew what was coming. "The Council has reviewed Earth's application once again," said Zithval, the tall gray alien who led the Council. His 6 eyes blinked in a pattern that humans had learned meant fake sadness. "We must deny your request for full membership at this time." Ryan nodded, his face showing nothing. He had expected this. Behind him, 20 other humans from Earth's delegation sat quietly. Captain Samuel Wright, head of security, watched the aliens closely. His hand rested near his weapon, though he would never use it here. "Humans are still too young a species," continued Zithval. "Your tendency toward violence concerns us. Your evolution is incomplete." Olivia bit her lip. Earth had helped the Council solve energy problems. Human doctors had cured diseases that killed millions of aliens. Human ships protected trade routes from pirates. Still, it was never enough. "Perhaps in another 50 years, said another council member, a snake-like creature named Elerix. "Until then, you may continue to serve as associate members." Ryan looked at the 62 alien races that made up the Council. Most would not meet his eyes. A few looked embarrassed. None spoke up for Earth. "We understand," Ryan said simply. "May I request a short break to speak with my team?" The Council agreed, and the humans gathered in a small room nearby. The walls glowed with soft light. The air smelled like the ocean. "I can't do this anymore," Ryan said. His calm mask fell away. 50 years. We give, and they treat us like children. "They need us more than they know," said Samuel, the security captain. His eyes were hard. Without human ships, the pirates would take half their trade routes. Olivia pulled up data on her screen. "We provide 28% of their new technology. 40% of their medical advances come from human research. Yet they think we're primitive," Ryan said. He walked to the window and looked out at the massive space station where the Council met. Earth was just a small blue dot from here. "What if we left?" asked Samuel suddenly. The room went quiet. "Left the Council?" Olivia asked. "No one has ever done that." "Exactly," Samuel said. "They don't know what would happen. They take us for granted because we keep coming back, begging to join their club." Ryan turned from the window. Something had changed in his face. "We don't just leave. We withdraw completely. No trade, no technology sharing, no protection, nothing." "They would panic," said Olivia, but she was already calculating possibilities on her screen. "Let them," Ryan said. "For 50 years, we've tried to prove our worth. Maybe it's time they learned our value by seeing what happens without us." Samuel smiled. "I like it. Clean break. We focus on our own growth without their limits." Ryan looked at each person in the room. "This isn't a small step. If we do this, we commit fully. We build our own path forward." One by one, they nodded. "Then it's decided," Ryan said. He straightened his jacket and prepared to return to the Council chamber. Earth walks away, effective immediately. When they returned, the Council members were chatting among themselves. They fell quiet as the humans entered. "We thank the Council for its time," Ryan said. His voice was strong and clear. "After careful consideration, Earth hereby withdraws from all Council treaties, trade agreements, defense pacts, and scientific collaborations, effective immediately." The chamber erupted in confused noise. Zithval's 6 eyes blinked rapidly. "This is highly irregular," he said. "Perhaps you misunderstood our position." "We understand perfectly," Ryan replied. "Humanity will find its own way among the stars. We wish you well." As the humans turned to leave, Elerix rushed forward. "You cannot simply walk away. The procedures." Ryan paused at the door. "Watch us," he said, and led his people out. 3 months passed quickly. On Earth, Giant ships loaded the last human workers from Council space. Every day, more people came home. President Allison Gray watched from her office window as shuttles landed at the Washington spaceport. The sky was full of them. "The Pelican just arrived from Sector 7, said Eric Johnson, the defense secretary. "That's the last science team from the outer colonies." Allison nodded. "Any trouble?" "None. The Council is confused, but they're not stopping us." Eric placed a tablet on her desk. "All trade routes are now closed. Our companies have pulled out of every Council world." A light flashed on Allison's desk. Her assistant's voice came through the speaker. "Madam President, the Council representatives are here." "Send them in," she said. The doors opened. 3 aliens entered, led by Ambassador Elarix, the snake-like creature from the Council meeting. His scales shimmered with worry. "President Gray," he said, bowing slightly. "We must discuss this misunderstanding." Allison did not stand. "There is no misunderstanding, Ambassador. Please sit." The aliens sat across from her. Admiral Natalie Peterson entered and stood beside the president. Her uniform was crisp, her eyes watchful. "This withdrawal is causing problems," said Elarix. "Your ships protected many trade routes. Pirates are already moving in." "Not our concern anymore," said Natalie flatly. The second alien, a blue-skinned female named Trell, leaned forward. 7 medical research projects have stopped without your scientists. People will die." "You have your own doctors," Allison said. "I'm sure they're very capable." "This emotional reaction is beneath your species," said the third alien, a round being called Mox. "The Council simply needs more time to evaluate your readiness." Eric Johnson laughed. The sound was not friendly. 50 years wasn't enough. "We are an ancient organization," Elarix said. 50 years is nothing to us. It's a quarter of a human lifetime." Allison replied. "We won't waste any more time." Natalie placed a folder on the table. "This contains the shutdown schedule for all remaining human systems on Council worlds. Power grids, water treatment, transportation networks, all built by us, all being disconnected within 30 days. The aliens looked alarmed. Elarix's scales darkened. "You can't do this," he said. "Millions depend on those systems." "We've provided full technical documents," Natalie said. "Your engineers can take over." "Our engineers don't understand half your technology," Mox protested. Allison stood up. "Then you should have valued us more." "What do you hope to gain?" asked Trell. "Alone in space, you will struggle. The Council provides protection, resources." "We'll manage," Eric said. "Humanity survived before we met you. We'll survive after." Elarix's voice became soothing, almost parental. "This isolation will harm your development. Return to the Council, accept associate status. In time, perhaps." "No," Allison said simply. "Our decision is final." The meeting ended soon after. As the aliens left, Elarix turned at the door. "You will regret this," he said. "When pirates attack your ships, when disease spreads without Council medicine, you will beg to return." Natalie smiled thinly. "I doubt that." After they left, Allison looked at her team. "They still don't understand. They think we're having a tantrum," Eric said. "They expect us to come crawling back in a few months." Natalie checked her messages. "Reports from the border. Council ships are watching us leave, but not interfering." "And our new projects?" Allison asked. "Moving quickly without Council restrictions," Eric replied. "The research teams are excited. No more holding back." Outside the window, more ships landed. Humans coming home, ready to build something new. "They think we're weak without them," Allison said, watching the ships. "They have no idea what we can do on our own." "They'll learn," Natalie said. "Slowly at first, then all at once." "How long until they realize their mistake?" asked Eric. Allison turned from the window. "Not long. By the time they do, it will be too late." 6 months after humans left the Council, Strange things began happening in space. Council ship captains reported odd sensor readings near old human trade routes. Navigation systems failed without warning. Some crews saw ghostly ships that vanished when approached. On the Council's main world, Sith Vol called an emergency meeting. "Something is wrong at our borders," he told the gathered aliens. "Ships are disappearing. Systems are failing." "Humans," said Elaric simply. His scales had lost their shine. "It must be them." Mox, the round alien, shook his head. "Impossible. Their technology was basic. We monitored everything they built." "Did we?" asked Trell, the blue-skinned female. "Or did they show us what they wanted us to see?" At the edge of Council space, a massive station hung in the darkness. Humans called it Freedom Station. It was 5 times larger than anything they had built while part of the Council. Inside, Dr. William Baker walked through a lab filled with glowing equipment. "Status report," he said to his team. A young scientist named Karen Daniels looked up from her work. "The shield is holding. Council sensors can't see past it." "And the new drives?" "Ready for testing," Karen said with a smile. "Without Council safety rules, we've made 10 years of progress in 6 months." William nodded. "And they have no idea." Across the room, engineer Frank Garcia was building something small and complex. "The navigation disruptors are working better than expected," he said. "Council ships can't come within 50 light years of our borders without problems." "Good," said William. "Keep them confused." On the Council's trade hub world, a crisis was growing. Machines stopped working. Food delivery systems failed. Power grids flickered. Council engineers worked day and night, but couldn't fix the problems. "These systems were built by humans," said a frustrated alien engineer. "The parts look simple, but they work in ways we don't understand." The Council sent a message to Earth, asking for help. The message went to a nearly empty building that once housed Earth's embassy. Only one human remained there, Catherine Miller. She sat alone when the Council messenger arrived. "The Council requests emergency technical assistance," said the messenger, a small green alien. "Our systems are failing. People may die." Catherine listened calmly. "I will forward your request to Earth." "When will they respond?" "This is urgent." "I don't know," she said. "Earth has new priorities now." The messenger left angry and afraid. Catherine sent the message to Earth, knowing the answer would be no. Back at Freedom Station, William Baker received news from across human space. "Another species has reached out to us," his assistant told him. "The Novali want to trade directly, without the Council." "They were rejected by the Council too, weren't they?" William asked. "Yes. Too aggressive," they said. "The Novali just wanted to defend themselves." William smiled. "Invite them here. Let's talk." Days later, strange ships approached Freedom Station. They were Novali vessels, sleek and dangerous looking. Their leader, Captain Krell, met with William. "We watched you leave the Council," said Krell, a tall being with 4 arms. "No one has ever dared. We were impressed." "The Council doesn't own the galaxy," William replied. "We're free to make our own alliances now." "What do you offer?" asked Krell. William showed him plans for new engines, better weapons, advanced shields. "Fair trade. No demands about how you live or what you believe. Just respect." Krell studied the humans. "The Council told us you were primitive and violent." William laughed. "They were wrong about many things." As they talked, more ships appeared on Freedom Station's sensors. Other species, all coming to see the humans who dared to walk away. And far away in Council space, more systems failed, more problems grew, and more aliens began to wonder if they had made a terrible mistake. 1 year after humans left, the Galactic Council faced a serious problem. Pirates attacked ships across the galaxy. Trade routes that humans once protected were now dangerous. Council reports showed attacks had increased by 300%. General Voshtan slammed his fist on the Council table. He was a large four-armed alien with tough red skin. "This is unacceptable. Our ships cannot stop these pirates." Zithval, the council leader, looked tired. His 6 eyes had dark circles under them. "The pirates are using modified human weapons. Our shields don't work against them." "Where did they get human weapons?" asked Trell, the blue female. "Black market," said Elarix. "When humans left, they didn't take everything. Some items were stolen or sold." Voshtan growled. "The humans are responsible for this chaos. They must help us." "They refuse all communication," said Zithval, "except for basic diplomatic messages." At a small human outpost near Council space, Lieutenant Daniel Foster received another urgent message from the Council. He sat in a simple office with just one assistant, Officer Linda Wade. "That's the 3rd request this week," Linda said. "They sound desperate." Daniel read the message on his screen. The Council wanted human ships to help fight pirates. They offered to pay well. "Standard response," he told Linda. "We observe only. No intervention." Linda looked out the window at stars. "The pirates are getting bolder, using our old weapons, modified to be stronger." "Not our problem," Daniel said, but he didn't sound convinced. Linda smiled. "You feel bad for them." "Maybe a little," he admitted, "but orders are orders." His computer beeped with new information. "Look at this," he said. "The Independent Trade Alliance just signed 5 new species." Linda looked at the report. "All former Council associates, like us. None were allowed full membership." "Humans aren't the only ones tired of being second class," Daniel said. Far away on the Council world, the emergency meeting continued. A science officer named Jack Salor showed images of space. "These are scans of human territory from 6 months ago," he said. The images showed a small area of space with a few planets and stations. "And this is now." The new image showed a much larger area, with many more stations and ships. "That's impossible," said Voshtan. "They can't expand that quickly." "Something is wrong with these scans," said Mox, the round alien. "Or they're hiding their real technology." "We always thought they were primitive," said Trell quietly. "What if we were wrong?" Elarix's scales darkened. "The humans sent a message today. They formed what they call the Independent Trade Alliance with 7 other species." 7. Zithval seemed shocked. "Which ones?" "The Novelli, the Zenteri, the Brel." Elarix listed species that the Council had kept as associates for centuries, never allowing them full status. "They're building a rival to the Council," Voshtan realized. Meanwhile, at Freedom Station, William Baker met with human leaders. The station had grown larger, with ships coming and going constantly. "Our new alliance is working well," William said. "Trade is up 400%. President Allison Gray's image appeared on a large screen. "And the Council?" "Struggling," William replied. "Their systems continue to fail. Pirates control many of their trade routes. They keep asking for help." "And our expansion?" she asked. Admiral Natalie Peterson answered. "Our new shield tied most of our activity from their sensors. They have no idea how far we'd spread." "The Novelli have been excellent partners," William added. "Their shipbuilding combined with our technology has produced vessels better than anything the Council has." "And the other species we've contacted?" asked Allison. "Most are interested," Natalie said. "They watched how the Council treated us for 50 years. They suffered the same discrimination." William looked at reports on his screen. "The Council just lost another supply ship to pirates. That's 15 this month." "Keep watching," Allison ordered. "No interference. Let them learn what life is like without humans." "Yes, Madam President," they both said. As they ended the meeting, a technician rushed in with news. "Sir, there's a problem. A big one. The Council might not survive it." 18 months after humans left the Council, disaster struck. On Ventara, one of the most important Council worlds, the sky turned purple. A strange hole opened in space above the planet. The hole grew larger each day, pulling in clouds and small objects. Scientists called it a spatial anomaly. Regular people called it the rift. Council scientist Gelter studied the rift from a safe distance. "It's growing too fast," he told High Counselor Merrickx. "At this rate, it will consume the planet in 3 weeks." Merrickx, an old alien with translucent skin, looked grim. "Can you stop it?" "No," Geltar admitted. "This is beyond our understanding." "What caused it?" asked Merrickx. Gelter hesitated. "We think it was our attempt to copy human technology. Something went wrong." Merrickx closed his eyes. 2 billion people live on Ventara. We cannot evacuate them all in time. In the council chamber, emergency meetings ran day and night. Nothing the council tried slowed the rift. Fear spread across the galaxy. "We have one option left," said Zithval finally. "We must ask the humans for help." "They won't help us," growled General Vashtan. "They left us to suffer." "We must try," said Trell. "Billions will die otherwise." After much debate, they agreed. They sent their best diplomat, Jexalor, to human space. His ship approached Mars Colony, now a major human base. He expected to wait days for a response. Instead, a voice called his ship immediately. "Council vessel, this is Mars Traffic Control. State your purpose." "I seek urgent help for the Ventara crisis," Jexalor replied. To his surprise, he received landing clearance right away. When he stepped off his ship, a human woman waited for him. "I am Heather Williams, Director of Human Emergency Response Division," she said. "We've been monitoring the rift." Jexalor was shocked. "You know about it." "We know many things," she said, leading him inside a large building. "Tell me why we should help after how the council treated us." Jexalor spoke honestly. 2 billion people will die. They are innocent. They did not reject Earth's membership. Heather studied him for a long moment. "Wait here." She left him in a room filled with screens showing the rift from different angles. Better images than the council had. He realized humans had been watching the crisis all along. Hours later, Heather returned with a man she introduced as Paul Garcia, a physicist. "We've reviewed your situation," Paul said. "We can fix the rift." "You can." Jexalor couldn't hide his surprise. "Our best scientists failed." "Your scientists don't understand spatial mechanics like we do," Paul said. "We've been working on this technology since we left." "Why would you help us?" asked Jexalor. "Because we're not like you," Heather said simply. "We don't let innocent people die when we can help." Paul showed Jexalor a plan on a screen. "We'll send a team to close the rift. But we have conditions." Jexalor nodded. "Name them." "We use our methods. We don't share our technology. And council representatives stay on their ships during the operation. The council will never agree to." "Then Ventara dies," Heather cut in. "Those are our terms." Jexalor sent the conditions to the council. He expected long debates. Instead, High Counselor Merrickx replied immediately, "We accept." Back on the council homeworld, Merrickx met with other leaders in private. "This is humiliating," said Vashtan. "We must rely on humans to save us." "We have no choice," Merrickx said. "But this gives us a chance to see their new technology." Elarix looked troubled. "What if their technology is far beyond what we imagined? What if we made a terrible mistake rejecting them?" "Then we must find a way to bring them back under council control," said Merrickx. "For the good of the galaxy." On Mars, Heather and Paul prepared their team. They knew the council would try to spy on their methods. They also knew it wouldn't matter. Human technology had advanced too far in just 18 months of freedom. "Ready the Horizon Fleet," Heather ordered. "We leave for Ventara in 6 hours." The council gathered on the observation deck of their largest ship. Below them, Ventara's purple sky swirled around the growing rift. The hole in space now stretched 10 miles across and pulled in anything that came too close. "The humans should have arrived by now," said Voshtan, checking the time. "Perhaps they changed their minds." Elarix pointed to the sensors. "Something is coming, but these readings make no sense." 5 black ships appeared suddenly. They didn't drop out of faster-than-light travel like normal vessels. They simply appeared, as if they had been invisible. "Scan them," ordered Zithval. A technician tried repeatedly. "Our scanners aren't working properly. Something is blocking them." The ships were unlike any human vessels the Council had seen before. They had no visible engines, no weapon ports. They were smooth and curved, almost alive-looking. "Those can't be human ships," Mox said. Their technology wasn't this advanced. A message came through on all channels. "This is Engineer Andrew Parker of Human Emergency Response. We are beginning rift closure operations. Please keep all vessels at least 50 miles from our work zone." The black ships moved toward the rift in perfect formation. They surrounded the hole in space and held position despite the pull that had dragged in Council ships 3 times their size. "How are they resisting the rift's gravity?" asked Gelter, the Council scientist. He sounded both impressed and afraid. Small objects emerged from the human ships. They weren't crews in spacesuits as the Council expected, but machines, drones that glowed with blue light. "Are you recording this?" Zithval asked the technicians. Several nodded. The drones formed a ring around the rift. Energy beams connected them, creating a net of light. Slowly, the net tightened. The rift's edges began to shrink. "Impossible," whispered Gelter. "They're compressing a spatial anomaly. That should take months of work with our best equipment." "They're doing it in hours," Trell said. Admiral Zexvel watched through narrowed eyes. He commanded the Council's military forces, and he didn't like what he was seeing. "Their technology is at least 200 years beyond what they showed us while part of the Council." "They lied to us," said Voshtan angrily. "No," Elarix said quietly. "We never asked. We assumed they were primitive because they looked different from us." On the lead human ship, Andrew Parker monitored the operation. He was 32, with dark hair and calm eyes. Next to him stood Olivia Martinez, who had been at the Council meeting when humans walked away. "Rift compression at 60%, reported a technician. "Stable and continuing." "Council ships are trying to scan us again," said another crew member. Olivia smiled. "Let them try. They won't learn anything we don't want them to know." "Why are we helping them?" asked a young engineer. "After how they treated us." "Because we're better than them," Andrew said simply. "And because 2 billion innocent people don't deserve to die." Also, Olivia added, "It's good for them to see what they lost." 4 hours later, the rift was gone. The human ships had compressed it until it vanished completely. Ventura was safe. The Council observation deck was silent as they watched the human vessels prepare to leave. "We should thank them," Trell suggested. "And offer them something in return," added Elarix. "Perhaps reconsider their membership." Zithval cut him off. "We must be careful. If they have hidden such technology from us, what else are they hiding? They could be dangerous." Admiral Zexvel shook his head. "You still don't understand. They didn't hide this technology. They developed it after they left. In just 18 months, they've advanced centuries beyond us." "How is that possible?" asked Mox. "Because we held them back," Zexval said. "All our rules and restrictions. We thought we were being careful, but we were limiting a species that moves faster than we can imagine." As the human ships vanished as suddenly as they had appeared, Zexval turned to the Council leaders. "I've seen enough. Humans aren't the primitives we thought they were. They're what we fear most, a species that has outgrown us." 3 years had passed since humans walked away from the Galactic Council. Those years had not been kind to the Council. Trade was down by 40%. Pirates controlled many space lanes. Technology progress had slowed to nearly nothing. More than that, the Council was losing respect across the galaxy. In the Grand Council chamber, a change was happening. Zithval, who had led the council for over 100 years, stepped down from his position. In his place stood Tixilon, a younger alien known for more open views. "The time has come to admit our mistake," Tixilon told the gathered representatives. "We were wrong about humans." Some members grumbled, but many nodded in agreement. "We will send a delegation to human space," Tixilon continued. "We will apologize formally and seek to repair our relationship." High Counselor Ilarix would lead the mission. With him went 5 other important council members. Their ship was the finest the council had, designed to impress. As they approached the border of human space, they expected to see a small fleet, perhaps a few stations. What they found shocked them. "Sensors detect over 300 ships," reported the captain, "all larger than our vessel." The human fleet stretched as far as they could see. Ships of all sizes formed a wall of metal and light. In the center of this fleet was a space station unlike anything the council had ever built. It was the size of a small moon, with thousands of lights and massive docking areas. "Incredible," whispered Ilarix. "They built all this in just 3 years. A human voice came through their communication system. "Council vessel, this is Unity Station Control. You are cleared to approach Docking Bay 7. As their ship moved forward, they saw vessels from many different species moving around the station. Not just humans, but dozens of other races. "Look," said Trell, pointing to a group of ships. "Those are Zenturi vessels. And there, Novali cruisers. I count ships from at least 30 different species," said another council member. "Many of them used to trade with us." Inside Unity Station, the council delegation was met by Lisa Rodriguez, Secretary of Interstellar Relations. She was tall with dark hair streaked with gray. Her eyes were kind but cautious. "Welcome to Unity Station," she said. "You've come a long way." Ilarix bowed slightly. "We thank you for receiving us. We come with an important message from the council." Lisa led them through wide corridors filled with beings from many worlds. The station hummed with activity and energy. "Your station is impressive," Ilarix said, trying to hide his shock at its size and technology. "This is just one of 12, Lisa replied casually. "We've been busy." She brought them to a large meeting room with windows showing the space beyond. Representatives from many species sat around a circular table. None were council members. "This is the Leadership Council of the Human Cooperative," Lisa explained. "We formed it 2 years ago. All members have equal voting rights." "Equal?" asked Ilarix. "But humans built all this. Surely you have more power." "That's council thinking," Lisa said. "We believe in true partnership." Ilarix cleared his throat. "We have come to offer an official apology from the Galactic Council. We were wrong to deny humans full membership. We wish to invite Earth to join the Council with full status immediately." The room was quiet for a moment. Then Lisa smiled. "That's generous, but no longer relevant. The Human Cooperative has surpassed the Council in both size and strength." She touched a control, and a map appeared above the table. It showed a vast area of space, far larger than Council territory. "This is our current range," she said. "We've expanded quite a bit since leaving." Ilarix stared at the map. "Impossible. This is 3 times the size of Council space." "We were held back by Council rules," Lisa explained. "Once free of them, we grew quickly. Many species joined us after seeing how we treat our partners." "Then what can we offer you?" asked Ilarix, suddenly understanding how much the balance of power had changed. Lisa's expression became serious. "We are willing to offer the Council membership in the Human Cooperative, not as leaders, but as equals. The same as everyone else." Ilarix looked around the room at the representatives of species the Council had once dismissed as unimportant. Now they sat as equals with humans, part of the most powerful alliance in the galaxy. "The Council will never accept this," he said, but his voice lacked conviction. "Then the Council will continue to decline," Lisa replied simply. "The choice is yours." The Council chamber was in chaos. Ilarix and his delegation had returned with the humans' offer, and no one could agree on what to do. Join them as equals. Impossible, shouted Vashtan. We are the Galactic Council. We have ruled space for 10,000 years. And yet humans built a larger alliance in just 3 years, Trell pointed out. She had supported working with humans from the beginning. Tixlon, the new council leader, called for order. We must be practical. Our economy is failing. Our people suffer. The choice is clear. As they argued, a messenger rushed in with alarming news. 7 member species have announced they are leaving the council. They wish to join the human cooperative. Silence fell over the room. This was the beginning of the end. Which species? Asked Zithval, the former leader. The Brill, the Kintari, the Volux. The messenger listed names of species that had been associate members for centuries, never granted full status. Just like humans, Ilaric said quietly. We kept them as second-class members. Now they see a better option. Intelligence officer Laura Wilson presented more disturbing information. She was a pale human who had remained on the council homeworld as an observer. Our reports show human civilization now spans 3 times the territory it had while part of the council, she said. Their medical advances have cured diseases we thought impossible to treat. Their energy production makes ours look primitive. How did they advance so quickly? Asked Mox. Freedom, Laura said simply. Without council restrictions, human innovation exploded. After days of debate, the council voted. By a narrow margin, they decided to accept the humans' terms. They would join the human cooperative as equals, not leaders. A month later, Ambassador Jacob Turner arrived to finalize the agreement. He was older than most human representatives, with silver hair and a dignified manner. He had once supported joining the council, long ago. In the chamber where humans had been rejected 50 times, Jacob now stood as the representative of the dominant power in the galaxy. The human cooperative welcomes the Galactic Council as our newest member, he said, equal in rights and responsibilities to all other members. Tixlon signed the agreement with a steady hand. We are grateful for this opportunity. Before we proceed, Jacob said, there is something you should know. He activated a device that showed images of council meetings from the past. Secret meetings where council leaders had discussed humans. We discovered evidence that certain council factions deliberately suppressed Earth's advancement, Jacob explained. They fear our potential and work to keep us limited. Old recordings showed Zithval and others planning ways to keep humans in their place. They spoke of humanity's dangerous potential if allowed to develop freely. You knew what we could become, Jacob said. So you tried to control us. Tixlon looked ashamed. Not all of us supported this policy. We know, Jacob said. That's why we're willing to move forward together. Over the next 2 years, council worlds joined the human cooperative one by one. The transition wasn't always smooth, but it was peaceful. Council species had to adjust to being equals rather than rulers. On Earth, Ryan Collins, the ambassador who had led the human walkout 5 years earlier, met with President Allison Gray. They stood in a garden overlooking Washington, watching ships fly overhead. Did you imagine this outcome when we walked away? Allison asked. Ryan shook his head. I just wanted them to respect us. I never thought we'd build something that would replace them. The council never understood the lesson, Allison said. True strength doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from walking away and building something better. As council officials learned to work as equals with species they once looked down on, they finally understood their mistake. They had tried to limit a species whose greatest talent was overcoming limits. Far out in space, at the edge of what was now cooperative territory, a monument floated among the stars. It was simple, a human hand and an alien hand clasped together. Below it, words in many languages shared a single message. Respect is earned, not demanded. Unity is chosen, not forced. The galaxy had a new order now. At its center stood humanity, not through conquest, but through the simple act of walking away and letting others experience life without them.